Okay.
All right. Hey, hackers. Thank you all for coming to the Coil workshop. Coil is a company that is dedicated to building a better model for the web through web monetization and streaming micropayments. You can learn more about Coil and sign up for their service at coil.com for just $5 a month. The representative from Coil will be talking about web monetization and will be explaining how you can become eligible for the Coil prize track. So stay tuned for the entire workshop if interested in the Coil prize track. Without further ado, take it away, Coil.
Thank you so much. Hi, hackers. Thanks for having me. So my name is Uchi as in Gucci, and I'm really happy to be here with you all. So being here just reminds me of one of the hackathons that I went to in 2016, Hack Harvard. So it was very engaging, and I think that was probably one of my first hackathons. I felt like I didn't really know what was going on. It was a bit overwhelming, but just being able to like work with other participants really helped me to build something at the end of the day. So I'm really excited to be able to like come back and be part of this hackathon and share details of the Coil prize and also support you in the journey of building amazing hacks at the end of this hackathon. So when you see what's on the screen now, this code, what do you think? What comes to mind? Well, you might wonder. For some of you, you know that it's like a HTML meta tag. But what if I told you that this one line of code can make it possible for you to automatically get paid in your app or your website? So let's say you're building a web app for this hackathon. By adding a one line of code like this, we're able to enable your app to get paid. You're also able to enable users of your app to receive payments when they set up a payment pointer. I'm going to show you how this all works in a bit. So, but before we get to that, let's talk about how we make money online. So currently, when you have like a blog or you have some content online, the way that most people monetize it is by adding ads there. And if you're like me, I know most of us don't really like ads, right? When those ads pop up, it's very, very annoying. We don't really enjoy seeing all of those ads. And I believe a lot of us already have ad blockers enabled, so we don't even want to see those ads. But on the other hand, people have spent a lot of time creating this content, so they deserve to at least receive some payment if you find their content useful. And that's where Coil comes in. Coil and web monetization. So currently, like I mentioned, there's lots of ads. It's exclusionary because with the way ads work, it's just a few companies that are controlling that space, right? So what we've done is we've made it possible for anyone to basically make money online or monetize their content. And that's done using a technology called web monetization. So web monetization is actually an open standard. It's open source and it's a proposed W3C standard. For those of you who are not familiar with W3C, W3C is the World Wide Web Consortium. So this is the body that works on most of the web standards, like all of the JavaScript API and things like that. So web monetization, we're working on making web monetization an API that will be available on our browsers. So what this means is that as far as you have a website and you're able to change the HTML of your website, you can get paid in real time. When I'm viewing your content or your website or your app, you are receiving payment. Payment is being streamed to you. I'll show you how that works in a bit. But again, web monetization is enabling web apps and websites everywhere to earn in real time. And how it works, it has a couple of components. The first one is a wallet. So the wallet itself can be provided by any company. So currently, you can set up a wallet on upholds.com, on GitHub, and some other platforms. I'm going to share the link on how to get this set up. So you need your wallet, and from your wallet, you get a payment pointer. So this payment pointer, think about it like an email. So in an email, you're receiving data packets, right? So it doesn't matter if those data packets are text or videos or audio or files, right? all the email is receiving is a data packet, right? Similarly, a payment pointer receives payment packets. We're not going to go into details about kind of how like the technology works itself, but payment pointer is powered by something called interledger. So it's actually called interledger payment pointer. But let's not worry about that. All we want to worry about at this point is that you need a wallet, you need a payment pointer, which you can think about like your email. And to this payment pointer, you're able to receive payments. And then finally, the last thing you need is to add this your payment pointer to your to the head of your web app, or to the head of your website. It could be a blog, it could be hosted on any platform, it could be like hosted on WordPress, it could be hosted on Vercel, or whatever platform you host your app. As far as you can change the HTML of that site, you are able to like start getting paid or receiving payments in your payment pointer. We're going to look into like how to actually set up your wallet, set up your payment pointer, and also add your meta tag to your website in a bit. And also developers.coil.com has the full tutorial on how to do it. So, and also let's kind of look at some sites that are already web monetized. So most of us are familiar with free code camp, right? So free code camp is already web monetized. Hackathon is web monetized. Default, for those that are gamers, is web monetized. Dev.to is web monetized. CreativeCommons.org is web monetized. Enclave Games and many, many more sites are all web monetized. Let's just switch context a bit and actually see how this works on. Let's use free code camp. Free code camp. Okay, so this is free code camp. Notice that when I'm on free code camp and I click on this icon on my browser, it tells me that your core membership supports this site while you're enjoying this content. So that means this site they are receiving payment. And how all of that works, I'm just going to inspect this, and you see like the code itself. So if I search in there and I search for monetization, notice that they have a payment pointer in the head, right? So it's a meta tag. And this is just like I mentioned before, like your email, right? So payment is being sent to this payment pointer, which is then being sent to Free Code Camp's wallet in real time, right? So you can see that saying that Coil is paying, and that's because I'm already subscribed. And by the end of this hackathon, everyone will be able to also have a Coil subscription. So we're giving away 6 months of Coil subscription. Normally it's $5 per month, but we're going to get everyone set up with 6 months, so that when you're visiting a web monetized site like Free Code Camp or Hackathon, you will also be able to support the site in real time. And something very, very cool also is that I'm able to tip them. If I click on this, I'm going to tip Free Code Camp $1 in real time, right? But I'm not going to do that at the moment. Let's switch back to the slide. Okay, so we've seen all of the sites that are web monetized, right? So how can you monetize your site? So you can do that by basically participating in the web monetization challenge, and we're giving a prize for the best web monetized project, right? And how this works, or what we expect, is that as part of your hackathon, you can start thinking about alternative ways that your hack can make money. So let's say you have an app that allows people to upload images, and these images can be viewed by anyone. With web monetization, you can make it possible for people that are uploading those images on your site to get paid when people are viewing that site. And how you do that, it's how dev.to does it. Hackathon also do the same too. So what they do is that in your user settings page, you can add a payment pointer, and your payment pointer on Hackathon is linked to all your content, such that when someone is viewing your content on all of those platforms, you are getting paid. So you can do that too for your hack, right? So if a user is on your platform or using your hack, they can get paid while someone is viewing something that they created. Or if you don't want to do that, you can keep it super simple. All you need to do is to set up web monetization on your hack. And how you do it is you add that single line of code that I showed earlier, right? But you just replace this with your own payment pointer, which you get from this step here. So you set up your wallet, you get your payment pointer, and then add it to your meta tag. But there's lots of things that you can do. If you're kind of curious about some additional use case that you can build, or how else you can use web monetization, definitely like send me a DM or ask in the Coil channel on Discord, and I'll be happy to like share more like use cases and some example projects. Some people have built really cool projects that use web monetization. Okay, so this is what I said before. So first, you want to redeem the Coil credits that I mentioned. Everyone has access to it. So coil.com/redeem would be where you will redeem it. And then you set up your wallet. So the wallet is not, it's a third-party wallet that you set up. It's not like a Coil wallet. And then once you set up your wallet, you get your payment pointer, add it to your website, and then you can start getting paid in real time. If you're the first person that gets this set up, if you drop your link on the Coil channel, I'll be able to like maybe send some tip to your payment pointer, or send me a DM. So that's all. If you want to learn more about web monetization, developers.coil.com is the place to go. And also webmonetization.org has like everything that you need to know. Webmonetization.org has details about the specification. There are lots of documentations. There are sample codes that you can use to get started. So definitely like check out webmonetization.org and look at some of the sample codes, look at the examples. And if you're someone that wants to really know the technical details and you want to really know how all of this works together, the specs is the place to go. It tells you kind of what you can do with web monetization, how all of the JavaScript objects are defined, and you can even see the proposal that is being made to W3C to make this a standard that will be in all browsers. So that's what we're hoping, that in the next few years, everyone or all browsers should be able to like have web monetization by default. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them now. So I'm going to switch the screen. Okay, so the first one is there a pub library for Flutter integration? Yes, so there's a link, Awesome Web Monetization. I think it has like a Flutter example there, if I'm correct. So I'm going to share that in the chat. So Awesome Web Monetization has a Flutter example, I believe. But if it doesn't have like a Flutter example, with web monetization, what you need to do is add the meta tag. I don't know how like Flutter actually works with regards to like changing the HTML itself, but I imagine that there's a way to add new meta tags in a Flutter project. Yeah. So let's see the next one. Looking forward to this. Someone said SEO. So if there are no more questions, I'm going to share the 3 links that you need, like for resources and so I'm going to share the links here. So developers.coil.com, webmonetization.org, and then the awesome web monetization link. That contains lots of projects that have used web monetization. And please feel free to ask questions on Discord. If you have any questions about like web monetization, the Coil price, and things like that, please feel free to ask. And I'm also going to share I'll stop sharing my screen. I'm going to share the link to the Coil prize. It's also on Discord, but I'm going to share it here too, just in case. That link contains details about the Coil prize, and yeah, we're going to send the prize after the hackathon. The doc contains like what we're sending and things like that. Okay, so it looks like we have more questions. All right. So can we use Coil to increase the page SEO? So at the moment, no. So Coil doesn't work that way, right? The purpose of Coil is to enable you to earn from the purpose of web monetization, not Coil itself. The purpose of web monetization is for you to enable you to earn from the content that you've created. So it's not tied to SEO at all. And something cool about what we're doing is that web monetization is privacy first, right? So we you don't when you're sending payments to a particular website, the website doesn't know that I am paying them, right? Because web monetization is privacy first, and the browser extension that I showed before also has a lot of privacy built in. So for Coil, that's a big deal, right? We don't want to see which website is being paid and how much they are being paid. So it's all open source again, and yeah, so we're really like excited to be able to like support web monetization and be in the forefront to help promote this new technology and also support the maintainers. So it's all open source web monetization. It's a W3C proposed standard, and there are maintainers that are like working on it. So Coil's role is to support the maintainers to ensure that everyone has access to free, fair, and alternative sources of revenue online. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. So question from Shem. So if we're accessing a site that is well monetized, we get to access exclusive. Correct. Yes. So if you're accessing a site that has web monetization, you get to access exclusive features of that site. So as a developer, that's something you can do too. You can say that if someone is web monetized, then they should be able to access exclusive feature on my app. So it could be that you have an app that people use for maybe photo editing, or they use for programming, like Code Sandbox, for example. What you do is when someone has web monetization, you check if payment is being sent, and then you unlock some features. And all of this can be done with plain JavaScript. It can be done on React. It can be done on Vue.js. It can be done on PHP also. So it doesn't matter what like framework you're using, right? Or even if you're using Vanilla JS, you can also set up web monetization. The awesome web monetization link that I sent, the GitHub page, awesome web monetization, the repo has like samples in different languages, and also like code samples and things like that. So yeah, so as a developer or as someone that's building an app, you have the ability to offer your users exclusive content when they are web monetized, right? And I guess I can just speak to some of the use cases that you can start thinking about. So some use cases we've seen are in games, so web games, where if someone is web monetized, you maybe give them like an additional add-on, or they have like additional power to be able to do more stuff based on the fact that they are web monetized. We've also seen some platforms use web monetization for movie premieres, right? So there's a platform called Cinnamon. I'm going to share the link. So they're called cinnamon.video. What they do is they allow people to upload videos and basically earn from the videos that they upload. So think about YouTube, but instead of you waiting for like months to get your channel approved for monetization, you can instantly start earning by uploading your videos on Cinnamon itself, right? And that's under use case. And there was a movie premiere that was done on Cinnamon. So what they did was that if you have the Coil subscription, then during the movie, the day of the premiere, you don't have to buy a ticket. You just go to the site, and automatically you are live and we're watching the premiere. Another use case is in like a conference like this. So think about a conference that is run on a custom built app, right? So if you're watching the conference on like a website, let's say instead of watching on YouTube, the conference video is embedded on like a custom built site instead of on YouTube directly, right? So you go to that site while you're watching it. If you have web monetization, the speaker is getting paid in real time because the video that has been the speaker's session has been tied to their payment pointer on that site, right? So while all web monetized users are watching that live stream, that user is getting paid in real time by all of those that have web monetization subscription enabled. So I think that's super powerful, right? And also think about a different use case of encouraging people to complete surveys. That's something else. And also with podcasts, listening to music, anything that people do that takes time, as they're watching that content, the creator of that content is getting paid in real time. There are so many use cases that are out there, and I know that some of you are started thinking about ways that you can play with this and things that you can build with this. So I'm excited to kind of see like what you come up with, what ideas you come up with. No idea is too crazy. No idea is like, no idea is too crazy. Everything is valid. So just like send me a DM or send a message on the Coil channel with your idea or like questions about what you can do. And if there's something that I can help with regards to like the tech itself, helping to debug your code, helping you to implement some simple stuff or pointing you to the right direction, I'll be happy to do that. I'm here all weekend, and I've been to lots of hackathons before I started doing this. So I'm excited to like work with everyone.
All right, everybody. Thank you for coming to the Coil workshop. We hope you had fun and plan to compete for the Coil prize track. You can address any further questions about Coil and their prize in the Discord server or DM Uchi. Coil will be giving out all hackers 6 months of their service, as Uchi mentioned before. And for more information, just navigate to the Coil text channel. Our next workshop of the day will be an Ask Me Anything plus a fireside chat with Viral Shah. So check the Discord and go there to the link if you are interested. Thank you, Uchi, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Hope you guys learned about web monetization and about Coil. Thank you.